Cobra! Attack!
Hey guys, Jimmy O from JoBlo, about to dig into the G.I. Joe origin story, Snake Eyes. Now look, it all started fine with the occasionally entertaining G.I. Joe: The Rise of the Cobra, directed by Stephen Sommers, and that was way back in 2009. Things got a little better with the release of the 2013 G.I. Joe: Retaliation with a little help from Dwayne Johnson. The sequel, directed by John M. Chu, maintained some of the original's clear but slight charms and added a, more satisfying action element. And now Paramount has yet another offering in the G.I. Joe universe. Now, instead of taking on a group of characters, this particular origin story places focus on the titular character, Snake Eyes. Considering there was a slight improvement between the first Rise of the Cobra and Retaliation, at least for this viewer, you'd hope that a few years of preparation, a popular actor like Henry Golding could create an action-packed sequel and at least be entertaining. Well, unfortunately, the Robert Schrenke directed sequel takes the franchise down a couple of notches. The film begins with the introduction of a young boy and his father, Stephen Alaric, who are staying at a cabin deep in the woods. When it becomes clear that the two are in danger, the father attempts to hide his son only to face his own demise. The boy survives. Years later, that young man grows up to look a lot like Henry Golding, and we meet Snake Eyes. Soon, fate brings him to an ancient Japanese clan called the Arashikage, after he saves the life of their heir apparent. Hopefully I got the name right on that. Now, once he arrives in Japan, he's trained and tested to be a part of this ancient clan. However, there is a darker desire for him. A need for vengeance for what happened to his father. Will he betray those that trusted him? Or will this iconic character find a place with the Joes? Who knows? You gotta watch the movie, guys. Now, the trailer for Snake Eyes give a little bit of promise here. You hire solid actors like Golding, Samara Weaving, Ursula Corbero as the Baroness, Andrew Koji as Storm Shadow, Iko Uwais as Hardmaster, Peter Mensa as Blind Master, and more. There are more than a few tales that could have been told about Snake Eyes within this world. Yet this first origin story is lackluster in nearly every single way. While Golding is a good actor, the script didn't do him any favors. If you want the goofy little one-liners that didn't quite work, you've got them in spades. Now, what you don't get, however, is a truly satisfying exploration of Snake Eyes. And it doesn't do much for the other popular G.I. Joe characters making an appearance here as well. There's very little to get inspired by in this unexceptional world the filmmakers and studios have created. It's hard not to see this as a bit of a missed opportunity. The first major action sequence involves Snake Eyes in a no-holds-barred cage match. The scene is muddy and messy, and the shaky camera work is a bit frustrating to watch. Perhaps it was simply that the director wanted you to feel what it was like to be in the ring. Nope, it's not at all like that. The action sequences in the whole film are filled with close-up, shaky camera constantly moving as you try to get a glimpse of what's going on. What's even more frustrating? There are truly some inspired images on display, some that come so very close to bringing life to this less than spectacular feature. Ironically, it is the softer moments that are the most impactful. That's when we get a little more insight into Snake Eyes and the struggles he faces. Oh, and are you ready for weird CGI beasts? Well, that's here too. You see, to earn his place with the clan, he must face off against 3 challenges. One of them involves massive snakes, and it may be one of the weirdest moments in G.I. Joe feature history that I've seen. Perhaps a bit more of this weird may have made this movie feel a bit more intriguing of an exploration of the character. A little more personality wouldn't hurt either. The new flick rarely goes anywhere past generic fight scenes and corny dialogue. Well, maybe there's a little hope for a better film in there. This, however, is not it. If you enjoyed the trailer for this film, the trailer alone may likely be far more satisfying than the entire film itself. And if you didn't like the trailer, well, I'd probably recommend that you see something else this weekend. Snake Eyes is a massive disappointment. There are good ideas here. Much of the imagery on display was quite gorgeous, and the score had a fun kind of electronic feel. Yet even with the star of the moment, Henry Golding, and a strong supporting cast, the first G.I. Joe origin story fails to ignite a spark. Look, I've certainly appreciated Swenke's work before, but perhaps his talents aren't as well suited for an action blockbuster such as this. What's even more frustrating is that you can see there was something there, but the constantly shaking camera work, the generic script, and a would-be villain that kinda looks like Lisa Loeb doesn't give the dice much of a spin. Perhaps you'll appreciate this more than I did, but ultimately, Snake Eyes is just a bland continuation that failed to explore the mystique of a character, well, that's far more intriguing than the film given his name. This is Jimmy O from JoBlo, and I'm giving Snake Eyes a 4 out of 10.
And that's no lie. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
You saved my life. Why?
I'm not a murderer. I looked into your eyes and I saw honor.
I owe you. We are going home.
I don't have a home.
Not yours. Mine.
What is it exactly you do?
For 600 years, our ninja have brought peace to the world.
But things have changed.
I need warriors like you to become the future of the clan.
It's yours, if you want it.
Let's go.
I can't change your past. I can offer you something more important. A home.
I came to make you an offer, Tommy.
Call me Storm Shadow.
In the G.I. Joe comics, Snake Eyes is one of those characters that's had kind of a mysterious past. And was famously known as the Silent Ninja.
This is morning light.
Larry Hama really blossomed the character within an issue called The Silent Interlude, which had no words, just pictures.
When I did the comic, I made it character-centric. I came up with the backstory of Storm Shadow, takes Snake Eyes into the clan.
Larry Hama created the modern-day version of what we know G.I. Joe to be.
We try to find a balance between what is pre-existing G.I. Joe lore, but also finding a way of updating it, giving people more.
That opened up a world of opportunity. Let's do the origin story before he's lost his voice.
Let's go.
Shooting in Japan is super important for driving the story.
When you go to Japan, there's some energy that you pick up from actually being there.
I'm super excited for people to see what we're building. This is literally a stepping stone into the G.I. Joe universe. The relationship between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow is probably one of the greatest relationships ever created. Larry Hama being on board gave us the stamp of approval. We've all loved his work for an entire generation.
When I did the comic, it was completely character-driven. The readers would come back to spend more time with characters they liked. I came up with the backstory about Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow being comrades.
Do it.
Snake Eyes saves him. He brings him back to train him up. Anytime you're ready.
Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow are the brother loyalty story.
I can offer you purpose. It's very yin and yang. The ninja in black, the ninja in white.
You are the only brother I've ever known. I would pay you back with my life if I had to. It was so important for us to get that relationship right in this movie. Larry gave us creative license to be able to tell a story beyond the comics and launch this brand new universe for G.I. Joe.
For more from JoBlo.com, click on those links and check us out. And thanks for listening.